Hello and welcome to each one of you listening in today. I'm Uncle Dan.
And I'm Aunt Carol. Say, Uncle Dan, I suppose you remember that today is a special day.
Well, Aunt Carol, every day that we can be with our boys and girls, moms and dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and friends is a great day.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. But I meant that it's special for another reason, because today...
Yes?
Today we get to finish the story that we began last time.
Oh, that's right. I remember now. It's the second of two stories of a very inventive fellow.
Eli Whitney by name.
Yes, and last time we invited all the boys and girls to see if they had anything in common with young Eli. For one thing, he was very curious.
I'm sure many of our listeners can relate to that.
And very enterprising.
Yes.
And just about to head for college.
Right again. Let's see what else we can learn about him in this episode, which I call Eli Whitney, Master Mechanic. Eli Whitney passed his entrance examinations and was accepted into Yale on April 30th, 1789. At that time, colleges concentrated on preparing lawyers, teachers, and clergymen, and so Eli originally set his eyes upon studying law. Fortunately, however, Yale's president, Ezra Stiles, seemed to be fascinated by the emerging sciences and equipped the college with several books and items of scientific interest.
I think you'll find this room quite interesting, Eli. It's the museum, and it houses some of the scientific equipment I've been able to procure for the college.
Oh, sir, it's wonderful. Surveying equipment, a telescope, a micrometer.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but unfortunately, my pride and joy was damaged in shipment from Europe. Here, an orrery. It will take hundreds of dollars to ship it back for repair. Oh, it's quite distressing, really.
I've never seen anything like it. All the planets are represented by different-sized orbs, and I presume that when this handle is turned...
Yes, the planets should move around the sun in the correct position relative to each other. But that, you see, is precisely the problem. The mechanism has been broken.
Sir, would you allow me to try my hand at repairing this?
Huh?
You see... When I was just a boy, I took my father's watch apart just to see how it worked, and I put it all back together again.
Oh, and it worked after this examination of yours?
Yes, sir. It ticked away quite nicely.
Well, then, my boy, give it a try.
Much to the delight of President Stiles, Eli did repair the orrery. In addition, by using his mechanical skills to make other repairs to college equipment, he was able to earn a little money during his years at Yale. However, when graduation time approached in 1792, there were still some outstanding bills. And so, when he went home on vacation shortly before commencement, he was pleased to be able to share good news with his father.
That's right. I have a teaching position in New York.
I'm so relieved. I've tried to send you as much money as I could. It's just that...
Oh, you've done well by me, Papa. Very well indeed. And with the money that this teaching position pays, I should be able to take care of my debts in short order. Once I am financially clear, I can pursue a career as a lawyer.
Unfortunately, President Stiles had disappointing news waiting when Eli returned to college.
I'm afraid, Eli, that the teaching position has been recalled. I don't know the whole story, but for whatever reason, it's no longer available.
Oh... Sir, but
I know. It's a dreadful development. However, I think I may have good news in spite of this setback.
Good news?
Yes. A gentleman from South Carolina, Major DuPont by name, is in need of a private tutor for his children. When I heard about it, I didn't hesitate to recommend you, Eli.
South Carolina? But this is not what I was planning.
I understand completely, but it pays 80 guineas a year. And on the whole, I believe it to be a good offer.
I guess when it comes down to it, I'm in no position to refuse.
On his trip southward, Eli had the good fortune of traveling with the influential Catherine Greene, the widow of a Revolutionary War hero, who was accompanied by her children and Phineas Miller, the manager of her plantation. Mrs. Greene's light-hearted demeanor and Phineas Miller's gentlemanly ways were like sunshine to Eli, and he decided to accept their invitation to visit Mulberry Grove, the Greene plantation in Savannah, Georgia.
A mulberry grove is in such a beautiful setting.
Oh, Mr. Whitney, I wish you could have seen it when my dear Nathaniel was alive. We produced silk here, you know.
The mulberry tree supported vast numbers of silkworms, but it all fell into disrepair when the general was called to war.
But with much hard work, Phineas has been able to make it productive again, this time with corn and rice.
I see.
But come along. You've hardly seen a tenth of Mulberry Grove. And tonight you shall meet all my friends. Well, many of them anyway. I'm having a party to celebrate my homecoming.
Meeting Catherine Green, Phineas Miller, and their friends who came to Mulberry Grove proved to be a turning point in Eli Whitney's life. Soon he discovered that the tutoring position which had sent him southward paid only half what he'd been told. So instead, he thankfully accepted Mrs. Green's invitation to stay on at the plantation and keep their equipment in repair. While there, he learned of a pressing need which was impacting the economy of the entire South.
Is that over the top?
Eat up, Edward. There's plenty more.
Oh, Catherine, I'm stuffed to the gills on that wonderful pecan pie.
Oh, as am I. I have noticed that the belt line of one Phineas Miller is increasing every time I look in the mirror.
And you, Eli?
Yes, thank you very much.
And you, Jackson?
Oh, well, I do believe I could destroy another piece.
Watch out, Catherine. My husband can destroy, as he says, an entire pie in an astonishing hurry.
We aim to please here at Mulberry Plantation. You just eat all the pie you please. Sarah?
Yes, ma'am.
Please bring more pie to the table and some tea for our guests as well.
Yes, ma'am.
I declare, we are so fortunate here to have such wonderful help. I worry, though, about the slaves on other plantations. Agriculture in the entire South is at peril at the moment. If only there were a crop that would produce well on our soil.
Oh, there's a crop that will grow all right. Wonderfully well.
Really? And what might that be?
Edward speaks of cotton, Catherine.
Oh, but I thought that cotton did not do well this far north.
That depends. Short staple cotton does very well here, but it's the long staple black-seeded cotton that is marketable, and that grows only farther south.
And why is the short staple cotton not marketable? Is the quality of the cotton not as good?
No, not that, Eli. In fact, the mills of Europe would welcome either kind of cotton, but the seeds from the long staple variety just slip away from the fibers. They're so easy to remove.
But just try to remove the velvety green seeds from the short staple variety, the kind we can grow here, and you have a job on your hands. It just doesn't pay to grow it.
But if the seeds could be removed easily?
Well, then, southern landowners would be more than eager to grow cotton.
My husband would plant acres of it, wouldn't you, Jackson, dear?
I would indeed.
So how are the seeds removed?
They have to be removed by hand. It's an almost impossible job.
And there's no machine that can remove them?
My Nathaniel tried one once, but it only crushed the seeds and didn't remove them cleanly. The mills in Europe will only buy clean cotton.
If we could just find a way to remove the seeds.
Cleanly, easily, efficiently.
Then, overnight, the economy of the South would be saved.
I see. Very interesting.
Ho, ho, ho! Eli, I can almost see those mental wheels of yours turning again.
Yes, Phineas, yes. Why didn't I think of it immediately? Ladies and gentlemen, you see before you the most amazing, inventive, clever fellow in all of America.
Really, I don't deserve such praise.
Oh, but you do. I've seen your work, Eli. I know what you can do. Will you try?
You mean he might be able to
invent a new machine to do the job? That's exactly what I'm saying.
Eli went to work immediately to invent a machine that would remove the tightly clinging seeds of upland short staple cotton. 10 days later.
Well, Phineas, what do you think? It's only a small model, but...
It's ingenious, Eli.
Well, there are refinements to be made.
But you can build a full-size gin?
Gin?
Yes, gin. It's our southern shortcut for the word engine.
Oh, I see. Yes, I can build one, but it will take a while. I'm going to have to make some special tools in order to construct the, gin properly.
I have a proposition for you, Eli. I will clear a room in the plantation house for you to work, and I'll bear the whole expense of making the gin. And then when your gin is marketed, we can split the profit. What do you say?
Fair enough. I welcome you as a partner.
Anything you need, just let me know.
Well, for starters, I'll need some more wire. At first, I thought of making circular discs with notched teeth on them, like a circular saw blade of sorts, to catch the cotton fibers. But I decided on this method. Wires inserted into a drum, which when the handle is turned, pull the cotton through these slots on the iron guard.
Very clever.
The cotton can pass through the narrow slots, but the seeds are too big.
Yes, I see that.
And the cotton fibers are completely clean.
Catherine was right. You are the most inventive fellow in all America. If your finished product works like your model, we are both going to be very rich men.
During the winter of 1792 and early spring of 1793, Eli Whitney worked diligently to perfect his cotton gin, and consequently much time was spent in the workroom which Phineas Miller had cleared for him in the plantation house.
Now if I could just find a way to keep the cotton from clinging to the wires.
Eli, will you come to supper?
Oh, is it that time already?
I'm afraid so. Ooh, it's chilly in here. You quite forget the time, it seems, when you are creating. And the fire, it's nearly out.
Well, I'll just put on another log and then come to supper. Maybe the break will inspire me. There's a problem that I haven't quite figured out how to solve.
Oh?
Yes, you see, as I turn the handle, the seeds are pulled away by the slotted guard. The cotton that goes through the slots on the wires is nicely cleaned, but it tends to wrap around the drum afterwards.
And you need to find a way to remove the cotton from the wires.
That's what I hope to solve while I'm enjoying supper.
Well, what about this?
A brush from the hearth?
Something like it, anyway. A circular brush. Maybe that would.
Yes, that might work. If it rolled in the opposite direction.
Then maybe it would lift the cotton fibers.
And remove the cotton from the wires. Catherine, it's a marvelous idea. I can't wait to see if it will work. You see, Catherine? The brush very neatly cleans the fibers from the wires.
I do see. Isn't this wonderful, Phineas?
Absolutely wonderful. Do you realize, Eli, that with this gin, one person can clean more cotton than 50 people trying to do it by hand? More cotton will be cleaned in a day than formerly in the space of months. You must apply for a patent before your idea has been duplicated by someone else.
On June 1st, 1793, Eli left Mulberry Grove for Philadelphia to make application with the Secretary of State, Thomas Jefferson. At that time, it was the Secretary of State who had the power to grant patent rights. After initiating the application, Eli began making the required drawings and contemplating how he could produce enough gins to meet future demands. In March of 1794, the patent was granted, and he jubilantly wrote to his father.
I had the satisfaction to hear it declared by a number of the first men in America that my machine is the most perfect and most valuable invention that has ever appeared in this country. I have received my patent.
The next few years were fraught with difficulty. Eli Whitney suffered a series of illnesses, and the factory where he built the gins burned to the ground. Phineas Miller encouraged Southern farmers to grow cotton and began to set up a system that would ensure a near monopoly on the cotton ginning business. Eli worked diligently to build enough gins to process the cotton produced, But it took time to make the necessary tools and to train workmen. So eager was the South for a crop that would relieve their economic slump that the demand was overwhelming, and soon others began to roughly copy Whitney's machine and operate them in violation of his patent.
It's a serious problem, Eli. They excuse their actions by saying that your gin is not original, when money is really their motive.
I know. The very ones that accuse me of copying another design have stolen my design. And then they claim it's different enough that it doesn't infringe on our patent.
Yes, and in addition, they are circulating spurious rumors that our gin damages the fibers.
Which, of course, is complete nonsense. One of their models even uses a circular blade with teeth, an element which I rejected.
It's still a patent violation.
Exactly right. Phineas, we are going to have the legal fight of our lives if we are to protect our patent and our business.
Eli Whitney and Phineas Miller spent long months and a great deal of money to fight the patent infringement cases in the courts. Then, in 1796, Phineas Miller and Catherine Green were married, and once again Catherine Green proved to be a benefactor.
Catherine, I really do not want to use funds from Mulberry Grove to pay for court costs. Mulberry Grove is your inheritance.
Phineas, you know that I believe in you and in Eli. What the growers in cahoots with the Georgia courts are doing is not right.
It almost seems that if an invention proves to be too useful, too successful, then everyone feels they have a right to it, to make it, to use it, steal it.
You must fight, Phineas. Fight for what Eli has invented and for what you have financed. I will gladly put Mulberry Grove funds into that fight.
The courts, however, driven by the needs of the flagging Southern economy, consistently failed to uphold the legal patent rights for Whitney's gin. And the very invention that should have made both Eli Whitney and the Millers wealthy stripped them of profits as neatly as it removes seeds from short staple cotton. The battle dragged on for years, and finally, in 1802, one small financial success was momentarily realized.
Eli, my friend, your defense before the court in South Carolina has done it.
$50,000, at least it's something.
Considering how some of our ginneries have fallen into decay from standing idle, we needed to.
I know. It's wise to take the money, even if it is far short of what we are really due. At least they've already come forth with $20,000 of it. But when you consider that more than $1 million should have already been our portion of the profits made from the cotton industry in the South...
The very industry that owes its very existence to our gin.
Precisely. Then, well, it all seems unfair to say the least.
We can't give up, Eli. We must press our case through legal means and hope for the best.
Phineas, dear, what do you mean that South Carolina is going to sue for the $20,000 they paid? They still owe $30,000.
I know, Catherine, but they are under pressure from the state of Georgia. If South Carolina pays us, Georgia will have to admit they owe us as well.
We must continue to fight, Phineas. It's hard to believe that the lies of others are once again influencing the courts against us.
Eli returned to the North and gathered all of the legal papers necessary to fight the intent of South Carolina to rescind its contract. By November of 1803, fully armed with documents, he returned to the South, but tragic news awaited him there.
Oh, Eli, it was a terrible fever. And Phineas, he just wasn't strong enough, you know? He's been so worn down by the struggle and...
Oh, Catherine. Catherine, I am so very, very sorry. You and Phineas have been like family to me, my closest of friends.
And you ours, Eli.
It seems when money is involved, the better nature of men disappears. That's what this battle to steal our patent has been all about. But I promise you that I will fight to maintain our rights and to protect your interests.
Finally, in 1806, the courts vindicated Eli Whitney and awarded him a small sum. So long had been the battle that the very next year the patent expired, and Congress denied Whitney's appeal to extend it. In the end, the gin had revived the economy of the South, brought millions of dollars to growers and landowners, but only heartache to Eli and his partners. As he somewhat bitterly stated,
There are times when an invention can be so valuable as to be worthless to the inventor.
although surrounded by great disappointment regarding the cotton gin, as early as 1797, Eli Whitney had begun to cast about for some other project and means of support. From Oliver Wolcott, Secretary of the Treasury of the United States, he learned news that gave him renewed hope.
I know of your inventiveness, Mr. Whitney, your mechanical abilities, and I commend you.
Thank you, sir.
Let me lay out our situation for you.
Certainly.
As you are probably aware, the possibility of war with France seems to be even more threatening.
So I understand.
We must be ready. We must arm ourselves. But therein lies the problem. While we have purchased several thousand muskets abroad, that is now a dangerous business. The French threaten to intercept our future shipments and hang American seamen.
To hang them, sir?
Yes, indeed. Our own federal arsenals have started producing muskets, but they have yet to turn out more than 1,000. We need to be able to produce more muskets more rapidly.
I believe I can do just that.
By what means?
I believe that much of the manufacturing process can be accomplished by machines.
By machines?
Yes, driven by water or horsepower, and...
But I fail to see how this could work. Each musket is a work of art, so to speak. It's one of a kind.
And that is precisely why the process is so slow. But I'm thinking of an entirely new system, one that is mechanized, one that is uniform, one that is fast.
And can it actually work?
I am convinced of it, sir.
3 weeks later, Treasury Secretary Wolcott and Eli Whitney signed a contract which called for 10,000 complete stands of arms in a space of 28 months. Eli immediately began preparations with his workmen.
As my manager, I'm depending on you to oversee the work.
Yes, sir.
Now here's the plan. The government will supply the walnut stalks, but the other elements of the musket will be produced by our own efforts, by fashioning machines which will make each part always the same. We should be able to take any part we produce and install it on any musket we make and have a perfect fit.
What an amazing idea. Always before, each part had to be shaped by hand.
And that part would only fit the musket for which it was made.
But this way... Oh, sir, this is a revolutionary concept.
Eli's ideas were sound, but many delays and difficulties lay in his path. It was not until 1801 that he was able to deliver the first 500 muskets, and by then the country had elected a new administration. Thomas Jefferson was now president, and although Whitney's good reputation went before him, President Jefferson needed to approve his continued contract with the government. In fact, a number of dignitaries gathered for a demonstration.
So, you now have your machines in production?
Yes, sir. And here are samples of the musket parts which we have manufactured.
I see.
Go ahead, Mr. President. Pick up any components. Say those for a lock.
It doesn't matter which ones?
Any component will fit with any of the others. The parts are completely interchangeable. Go ahead. All of you gentlemen, pick up parts at random and you will see.
Yes, I see. This is amazing.
Imagine how this will speed repairs in the field.
That's right. I hadn't thought of that, but any damaged part can be immediately replaced.
Mr. Whitney, I clearly see the genius of your system. I want to say as president that I have never seen work as exemplary as yours in all of the United States.
Eli Whitney had indeed sparked a new era of manufacturing and technology in America. The system of using machines to standardize processes and produce precise items had been unheard of previously. It is a concept which is taken for granted in modern-day America, where nearly every item we own or use has been mass-produced. In truth, the invention of the cotton gin, for which Eli Whitney is most famous, is less important by far than his concept of interchangeable parts and precise machine manufacturing. And so perhaps there is some justice in knowing that his new system of manufacturing finally gave him respectable financial returns in later life, a comfort which the cotton gin never afforded him in the least.
You know, Aunt Carol, one of the questions routinely asked on history exams, as well as on quiz shows, is who invented the cotton gin? So the name Eli Whitney is recognized even today. But I'm glad he finally received some financial gains from all his hard work.
Me too, Uncle Dan. The invention of the cotton gin didn't make him wealthy, even though it's what he's most remembered for. However, I'm sure all Eli's innovations gave him a lot of personal satisfaction.
He certainly was gifted with all things mechanical. But if he hadn't developed that gift through hard work and perseverance, he wouldn't have succeeded.
Everyone's good at something, and usually it's something they enjoy, something that gives them personal satisfaction.